Well, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck.
Georgia.
Due to your weak and retarded woman body, you can't climb a tree for fuck.
Shake it like you know it. I don't know it.
They act like they have a sense of humor, maybe not.
I like warm pee.
Hi, gentlemen.
Welcome one and all, I am DC.
And I'm Casey.
And we are two goddamn gentlemen bringing you this time of the month and twice every 2 weeks, guys, you get this shit. It's awesome. You guys know about it. We're celebrating all things having your looks and your value be completely identical graphs. KC, what are the gentlemen in for tonight?
Certainly not what you just described. I would say a sense of self, DC. That's what they're in store for, and completely rational thinking.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
We'll see where it leads. We'll see where it leads.
Well, apparently you've got the closer. So tonight I am going to be honored, Casey, to bring you an oldie but a deadie. Her name was Veronica Lake.
Quite the looker.
Feast your
Miss
eyes.
Lake there.
You've seen the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I can pretend I have for the sake of this.
Have you seen the cartoon character Jessica Rabbit, the redhead cartoon with the big...
Sure.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah,
Sure
that's
have.
what I was getting at. I thought you had, but I wanted to give you the benefit of the doubt, you know?
Sure. Well, if it was more surface level, I wouldn't have known. But sure, yeah, that one.
So apparently she is one of the models that they figured Jessica Rabbit after. Less boobs in real life, but you know,
barely.
Casey, Veronica was born Constance Frances Maria Okelman. How about that?
Isn't that the premonition that went and told Tansler what his girl looked like? Shit, it's pretty close.
Pretty close. Super Catholic. She was raised in New York, of Irish descent on both her father's and mother's side. Her father was an oil worker. I don't know if he was an oil rigger, but apparently he died on an explosion, like an oil tanker exploded, and he died when she was 10. So rough start, right?
Not great.
But she has a stepdad like pretty fast because her mom, hoes out for the kids,
As you do.
As you do, and marries Anthony Keene. Now, Keene is a lot cooler last name than is Okelman, so she ended up adopting the last name Keene almost immediately, like when she was 11. She was like, yeah, Okelman, that's fucked. I don't want to go by that anymore.
Plus, probably mom changing your name too, so you just go on board with that.
Yes. And sentimental about her family, she is not. And we will get into that more as well. But her father-in-law has a huge influence over her mom, and apparently she gets sent off to Catholic school in Montreal. And gets expelled for who knows what reason.
Well, I mean, it's hard to see a girl who has dad problems in that he died when she was 10 and now is at Catholic school in Montreal. Hard to believe that she would be acting out of line.
Right. Well, I mean, and the dad problems is unnecessary. That they all do, whether or not they die at 10.
Sure.
So her stepdad gets sick and they move to Miami, where she starts to get into modeling and Miss Miami pageants. She actually takes third place for Miss Miami in 1938. So she is 16 at this point. Let's go through a picture wheel, Casey. I put 4 pictures after this one. Why don't we just go through and really get a sense for why she was famous in the first place at all? There we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice figure, blonde.
Seeing the Jessica Rabbit thing.
The Jessica Rabbit thing. That hairstyle, Casey, that she had there, and you can pause it here. That hairstyle she had where it was just really wavy and kind of went over her head at that part and then went down, as they called it, a peekaboo. Like I guess she was famous for this. Like the first person who ever had this haircut, because in a movie it accidentally went down over her face. When she made like a sudden jerking movement, it went down over her face, and then it was stuck with her ever since. She took off. Just 3 years later, in 1941,
Hard to believe.
her breakthrough role.
Fucking pictures.
Yeah, her breakthrough role was called "I Wanted Wings," and it was 41 wartime. I guess she was like a struggling singer or something during the war. I don't know, but she really got a lot of attention from that, and she ended
I
up.
think the movie was called "Look at the Blonde Girl We Found."
That
was the name of the movie.
So that wasn't her first movie. She had started doing movies in 1939 and probably had done about 4 or 5 before, somebody big found her and then she took off. But from 1938 until 1951, she made 28 movies. So 12 years, 28 movies. Very prolific, right? Huge actress at the time. And because of this, the government got their hands on her and they were like, we're going to parade you around in different towns selling bonds. You can go to the next image. This is a picture of her. It's a picture of her and, some veteran of World War I or, War of 1812. Signing
The Revolution.
The Revolution. All of them. He was in all of them. But she's selling stock. She just basically has to stand there, and people were reported to say like, yeah, it was like really dull. Her speech was like really terrible. Like she just didn't want to be there. But they were really good at what they did. Casey, next image. This is a newspaper article, which I wish they had newspaper articles like this while war is going on. Russian artillery annihilates Nazi unit. That's awesome. That's great. That's a great headline. And down below,
it is a good morning.
It is a good morning. Thank you for that. Thank you, Russia. We'll get you later, but thank you for that one. Veronica Lake and Al Johnson sell $500,000 in 44 war or 41 whatever $500,000 war bonds here. So just in Miami, that's fantastic.
She's doing a good job. She'll be doing GoDaddy commercials within no time.
She's terrific. Her career starts slowing down. Red halts at the age 30, as it should. In this industry, that's one thing they should go back to. You're done. Just 30, you're done until you're 70, and then you can play somebody's mom again, and then that's it.
Yeah, you get the rare Adrian Peterson that can play past that age, right? Like most of them, they're just done. Yeah, it's just over at 30.
So I put in some little random notes here, and then we'll get kind of back into a storyline. But back in 38, when she was doing like little stage plays, in one of the reviews, one of the guys called her a fetching little trick.
It's great. I like that.
And you could probably say that now, and it would, it got past the cycle. The cycle's gone, or now you can't say, you probably still get in trouble for saying broad. Like,
Yeah, dame, broad, they're all out.
Dame, maybe dame. They might like dame.
They
fetching little
won't
trick.
like dame.
Yeah.
Definitely won't.
Yeah. Other funny quotes about Veronica Lake. One of her co-actors or whatever, her
co-stars.
Yeah, I don't care. Co-actor said, "Life's too short. Life's too short to do 2 films with Veronica Lake." Not well.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
it's not a great review. Peer review.
As bad as it can get. Like, oh, man, I could die tomorrow. Do I really want to do that? So her hairstyle during the war, so many girls imitated Veronica Lake's peekaboo hairstyle, and they were having to go to work, that it was causing problems because these girls are clumsy, they're klutzes. So they're trying to work a drill press and their hair just gets caught in the shit, rips it right out.
Yep.
Trying to roll some carpet, it's not going to go well when that roller gets caught with your little wavy. So she had to change her haircut at the behest of the government so that women in the factories would stop getting their hair fucking caught. This is the lengths we have to go to, ladies.
She shaved her head, and that's when lesbians were born.
Probably. So, so the hairstyle change for stupid women. Next images. Okay, so one more image. After this, not only could she sell bonds, Casey, but she was also just literally a trophy hander. Like, Miss Veronica Lake is going to hand at some dog track in fucking Palm Beach, Florida.
The equivalent of this now is she would be announcing the lottery numbers on the news.
Yeah.
This is the fall that she has made.
Yeah. Miss Vanna White. Like, what? It's 2021. You talking Vanna White.
Mm-hmm. Still doing it.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, she's still out there doing it, I guess. 1951. This was a bad year for Veronica. The movie Stronghold flops that she was in. It was the last movie she made before basically leaving Hollywood. She goes bankrupt. The IRS seizes her house, and she runs away from her husband in LA to just go right back to New York. And how she does it, Casey, is fucking awesome. She's a lady for this. She bought her second husband, some film director, a plane in 1948, and was
she
like,
went bankrupt. God damn.
Yeah, she bought him a fucking plane.
How'd that
and
happen?
then she's like, oh, you know what? I want to get my pilot's license. So she got her pilot's license, and when she left him, she just fucking flew the plane from LA to New York. How cool is that?
That's awesome as fuck.
Awesome as fuck, right? So, 1969, she revealed in an interview later on in her life that she barely saw her children. So between 3 marriages, she had like 4 or 5 kids, all of them with a name more fucked than the last. Like, it was just the most stupid fucking names I've ever seen.
This is going to be a theme of this show tonight.
Yeah, stupid names.
and shit mothers.
And shit mothers. So, after her third divorce, she drifts between cheap hotels and is arrested for public drunkenness and disorderly conduct. Not what you want.
Good for her.
In 1955, she collapsed in a hotel after suspected, heart attack at 33.
So that doesn't happen naturally. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
She's been going at it hard.
She has. She ended up as a cocktail waitress in the basement of Martha Washington Hotel. And some patrons saw her, and she wasn't using her real name. She was like, I'm Connie something, you know? And they're like, oh, you remind me of Veronica. And she's like, yeah, I'm Veronica Lake, don't tell. And they're like, oh, shit. And it got out. And she, I guess, was like getting all these people giving her money because they thought she was destitute. So like all these fans were like mailing her money. She's like, I'm paying $190 a month for a apartment. I'm not destitute, like by any means. Like,
Everything's fine.
I paid $190 for an apartment when I was in college, and that was in like 2009. You know, I can't imagine what a $190 apartment in New York was like back then. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Like, yeah, take all this money, and she mailed it all back, which is pretty cool.
That's a ladylike move.
It is a ladylike move, I agree. Let's see here. A combo of hepatitis B and cirrhosis took her out on July 7th, 1973. Just 3 years after this fucking gold movie came out called Flesh Feast. It was a 1970 Nazi zombie movie. Casey, there is a gentleman in this very first clip, like real quick into the movie, and I think you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Next clip. After the picture, of course. That was her in
Every moment is precious. Let's get on with it. As you wish, sir. If you just follow me, all is prepared in the laboratory.
Hey, that woman upstairs, I think you better come.
Awesome.
It's great. This movie's already good.
The woman upstairs, you gotta go. You gotta get up. So, Casey, Nazi movies nowadays, you know, those still pluck at the heartstrings of,
of course,
you know, of Nazi haters and Hitler haters. But Casey, this one must have really hit hard back then. Next clip.
Do you mind if you lift your head a moment, please?
It's Hitler.
That's my mother.
It's beautiful. I can't believe that movie didn't do anything.
The
to help her
reveal
career.
with the mute. Ta-da!
And she like looks off and she's like, that's my mother. Like, what the fuck is this movie? so that movie's awesome. Hi, doggy. Oh, looks like you're the expert, Mark. So after she died, her ashes.
Tearing me apart, Veronica.
It's me, your favorite customer.
Adolf Hitler.
Adolf Hitler, exactly. So after she died, her ashes were stored in the funeral home for 2 years, while her children fought over the money. And Casey, her ashes were claimed by an acquaintance in Hollywood. There's no friends in Hollywood, but some acquaintance in Hollywood got her ashes, and they ended up, you'll never guess where.
In the Pacific Ocean.
In a pawn shop in New York. So, Casey,
perfect.
next image, if you would, for me. That's Veronica Lake.
That's a beautiful, beautiful job, DC.
Thank you. Now, I've got 3, 4. All right, let's get into it. Casey, this honorary lady has a question to stump everyone.
So riddle me this. If the sun is in space, all the way up there in space, and it shines down on us, like they say, from space, then why the fuck can a cloud go over the sun? Just one cloud can go right over the sun, and it's instantly 5 degrees cooler.
That's a good question. How does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe because the people not covered by the sun, like 10 feet over there, it didn't happen to them. I wonder why. You stupid shithead. All right,
now if I take this pencil and I drop it, and as they say, it falls to the ground.
And it falls to the ground, as they say. Why'd she roll her eyes at that? That was so stupid. All right, Casey. This next gentleman might not be as easy to spot right away as you think he is.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was the video producer who put Titanic into the video.
Oh, that's great.
That's the gentleman. Obviously.
Oh, that's...
Casey, have you ever heard of Asian mom syndrome or Asian parent syndrome?
I've certainly heard stereotypes, but I'm not familiar, no.
So you know what I'm talking about, like harsh Asian parenting,
Okay, I kind of assumed, but I've been dumb enough to assume things I knew on this show before, so I wasn't going to do it there, but yeah, I got it.
So I used to feel bad for these kids because they would always say, like, yeah, it's no joke. My mom's always like, homework, all the time, homework, do it, homework. Like, all the time. And I was like, that really sucks, man. But he had it easy, dude. The actual Asian parents, this is their idea of parenting over on this next clip.
Oh, we got... Ooh.
Oh,
a
you
kick.
kick my daughter, I kick your daughter.
Oh, she kicks.
You kick my daughter, I kick your daughter again. What the hell?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome.
Casey,
Fuck your kid.
This lady seems nice, I think. This lady seems real nice.
There's a seat right there! And you came into my place when I sat down! You are a shit!
Sober, too. For sure, sober.
Sober. Maybe a little retarded, but definitely sober. Casey, she keeps screaming and it escalates. Next clip.
You fucking gross! My tablet's fucking garbage! You're garbage! You're garbage! Fucking
Hey!
Oh, did he hit her? Yeah, he hit her.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Dude.
Sit down.
Casey, you'll never guess whose fault it is.
Thanks, men!
Thanks, men.
You're welcome. We'll be right over here with our superpowers not helping your fucking bitch ass.
That's awesome.
Casey, that's it for me. That's all my honoraries.
Oh, great
That's
job.
all the
dude.
ladies I can stand. I can't stand no more.
Great job. Well, if you're watching this show as a patron, after it's been edited and released, don't miss the men's show because there's an honorary that will continue teaching you how Asian parents operate. I can promise you that.
Perfect.
Pretty excited about that one. DC, you know that ladies' honorary time is my favorite part of any week.
Mm-hmm.
because it's
my least.
It's an opportunity, and that's why it's mine. My favorite. It is an opportunity for DC and you, the viewer, to learn. And one of the things that we've all been learning recently is that this current generation coming up, they just understand things better than we do.
Better,
they have a better sense of people and self, and I think more than anything, rationality. Right, that would be the one thing that stands out the most. So
yeah, practicality, rationality. Yeah, I agree.
Here's a good example.
You'll see that it is literally horrible. Catholicism is right up there with capitalism in killing people and making
she's yelling at her mother, by the way.
So you practicing Catholicism means that you are no longer my mother, no longer someone I look up to, and you're just as bad as the person who murdered the cow to make that hers. So go ahead, carry your dead cow around, walk in your Catholic church, and listen to them preaching bigotry and hatred, and you can just become a freaking Republican if that's what
Who's in the
really
kitchen just
and
chilling?
you won't
Like this happens every day.
church. That's pathetic.
Everybody in the house is like, oh, she's off again. We got to go find somewhere to stand nearby.
Yeah. Who did not watch Kelly this morning when it was pill time? Steven? Where's Steven? Oh, Steven is at camp. God damn it.
Why did we have so much covering for Steven? All right, so that was your appetizer.
Oh, good.
It was just to get you warmed up.
Yeah. I hope that's my daughter screaming at my wife. And I'll be the one filming it. I'm like, yeah, tell her about the Mormons. Tell her about them.
We all hope for that. DC, this next one, this is a 3-parter, this clip. We have an Australian doctor. I think she's Australian. Could be New Zealand. They're both countries in disaster zone here. Personally watching...
No, New Zealand just takes it, right? Aren't they just like,
yeah,
oh, what? All right.
They just promise him another Lord of the Rings trilogy. So I wish that this doctor would take COVID more seriously. Pay attention to her mannerisms and how, honestly, carefree she is about the fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic. So.
Okay. So.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming today.
Okay, so hand sanitizer.
Yeah, to take off her mask.
Mask off, hand sanitizer again.
Again, because her mask may have been, contaminated.
Contaminated, sure, yep.
Sure. So why do it first? Just take the mask off and then whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Sorry to mansplain. I'm sorry. I hate this. I hate this part. She talks for a minute. And then it's time for the other speaker. Sorry, lady, because it's a government right now, so it's a lady. Birthing person. Excuse me.
Sorry, birthing person. I forgot it's birthing person. Let's judge this lady's form, because I think it's lacking.
And I will now turn the podium over to Minister LaGrange.
I hope LaGrange is just fucking gross and coughing.
Bang!
Yes!
Hold on, just... Wait.
Thank you, Dr. Pardon me. Thank you, Dr. Henshaw, and good morning to everyone.
Coughing indeed. Yep, she's she's a disaster. So she takes some questions. And now we have a caller on the line, and we have a caller for the good doctor.
Thank you. Good morning, Dr. Henshaw. You said in your comments that 8 times more children were hospitalized for anxiety disorders than for COVID during these past 18 months. Was this as a result of the lockdowns or health measures? And how does this differ from previous pre-COVID years? Do you have any hard numbers on that?
Thank you for the question.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I was going through my ridiculous routine of putting on alcohol.
Nomar Garcia Parra watches this and gets pissed. This is so fucking monotonous. How long this takes.
Oh my god.
I could watch her
she
do
has
that
like
all
a physical day. She has like a physical stutter. Like it's
she can't help it. She can't help it. She's addicted to hand sanitizer. All right, this is my longest clip of the night. And I wanted to do this one justice because we have honored a lot of teachers on this show. But this one's actually great. Here we have a black teacher who was given a gift package from her school district. And the items inside are phenomenal, and they just get better as we go. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
In it was, of course, the Black Educators Matter mask, which I would never wear in front of my students. Imagine if someone wore a White Educators Matter mask. This is also a political statement, by the way. Obviously, Black people matter, all lives matter. But when you see this is a political statement. So if a teacher has a Black Lives Matter mask or flag or something like that,
privilege.
We will know what their political statement is. Political beliefs. It also had a cheapy pencil box, and in it are some candies. What's this? An I Love Being Black pin.
I love being black.
I also got a bunch of
all
letters
this before?
I don't think so, no.
From like various organizations. Really long letters.
Some hair straightener. What else do we have in here?
And welcome you in the
a
ancient
dictionary
African greeting of Otep, which means the God in me greets the God in you. This is a special greeting for the ones whom the ancients saw as special. You are all special.
Lord.
So this is for all the black teachers. And I got this donut book where you can write in. It had
That's what I'm
another
calling
I Love
them
Being Black
from now
sticker
on.
in it. A really cheapy loofah. This was also on it, signed.
Oh, Lord.
Just wait for this part.
I think parents put together this and the district handed it to the teacher. So it has the BLM fist and the Africa, actually
backwards.
I'm Jamaican, but the continent of Africa on it.
She's like, I'm Jamaican. Oh, well.
Some Avon, which is actually expired from 2005. Honey body wash, right? Because, black people need honey, have dry skin.
I mean, we all do. But yeah, it's a really bad basket. I hope a black person put it together, but clearly that was a racist white person's attempt to hide their racism desperately.
Some white mom bragging for months about what she did. I put together the best care packages.
Where are those little cute cutouts of Africa with the black fist? I swear I was going to use them someday. Oh, those things from 94 when people wore tashikis or whatever the hell those things are called. Is it dashiki? Tashiki? Whatever.
Sure. DC, this is a quick clip. Greta, what is it? Thunberg?
Thunberg.
She's out leading the people and protecting literally everything.
Another world is possible. We are unstoppable. Another world is possible. We are unstoppable.
Zoom in.
Is there a mask? I was gonna say, is there a mask on that?
The microphone cannot breathe on anyone now, so it should be fine.
The germs are now a millimeter closer to you because you did that.
I love that.
What
my
fucking
God.
idiot.
Fucking mask on a microphone.
We are unstoppable.
All right, let's move on. DC.
Oh, yeah.
The political left, as we know, is the side of tolerance and acceptance here in 2021.
Yes, and love.
And love.
Yes.
And this lady is a fine example, although I'll be honest, I'm fairly sure she has no idea how time works. As in, I hope this happens now, slowly, but quickly.
Oh, I thought you meant like an analog watch.
Oh, probably that
Brett
too.
Kavanaugh has tested positive for COVID-19, and I say this with my whole heart. I hope that bitch dies a long, painful death while we're still under the Biden administration. So as soon as physically possible, can you please die a slow, painful death so that we can have that? That's just great in itself. but also so that we can have a liberal judge and that our lives won't actually be ruled by an autocratic oligarchy that placed its own interests in the Supreme Court with Brett Kavanaugh and like 2 other judicial placements that Trump
And like 2
somehow
other
got
that
to place.
I didn't hear about because they didn't rape anybody.
I hope you die, Kavanaugh. I hope you die a painful death. I hope that virus rips you a new asshole. Okay, bye.
America.
I
It's a
love
good
it.
place. Palate cleanser time for you.
Okay.
This is a quick edition of what's your pronoun?
Hi, I'm Lynx Wildcat. I am a polyamorous, pansexual, lesbian, non-binary trans woman. I'm also a furry.
There it is. That's the good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Furry,
He's cool
that's,
then. If
not a
they're furry,
gender.
if they're furry, everything they said before that is like, yeah, we know. It's fine.
Yeah.
But furries are cool. They're like responsible people. They're just like highly. They did a study of furries, and it's like the most highly functioning autistic people on the spectrum. They're all like rich ass CPAs, and but they're just fucking weird. They're fucking weird. But they're clean. They're clean. It's like they like pick things out of each other's fur as like a fucking thing they do. They love
It's a
it.
good time.
Yeah.
It's called jizz, DC. You have to wait for it to dry.
It's called felching, Dad. That was a good joke.
DC, white people, am I right? Those dumb conquerors of the world.
Not everybody's gonna like what I say, but honestly, I don't care. I don't like you either. White people feel very emboldened right now to not get their vaccine because they've never once had to be held accountable for the amount of disease that they have spread.
Shouldn't she be nagging Kermit?
We've
right
waltzed
now?
into every region of the world carrying disease and killing off entire communities and groups of people because our inconvenience is more important than their existence. And you don't even understand that because they won't even teach it in school. And the idea that you'd have to go and do some research yourself is terrifying to you. So get your vaccine, wear your mask, and shut the fuck up. I don't care about your feelings.
First off, yeah, nobody else wants to look at her either, DC. I understand.
Yeah.
Second off, what research do you think she did?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Google search? Was it a Google search, or did she never look up anything?
Dude, she could have. She could have looked up and read the exact right things, and people that stupid will come up with a reason. Just like. I don't know. You find them on both sides. The point is, she's a hypocrite. She's a fucking hypocrite talking about how we're spreading disease all over the world whilst disease is internally killing off communities of her own blood vessels.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you not understand that you bitching about health is the funniest fucking thing that you could ever possibly do on camera? Do that shit on a podcast, like type it out on Facebook with an old picture of yourself that might have been healthy. You can't talk to me about healthy. I don't care about your feelings. You're fucking ugly and you're old and fucking shitty and lumpy.
Now, DC, one thing that I thought about watching that, I said, well, it's weird to be mad at white people for not getting the vaccine because it's not just white people not getting the vaccine, right?
It's overwhelmingly white people getting the vaccine. It's the black community that's not getting the vaccine.
But DC, don't worry, because this lady will explain the difference.
Vaccine hesitancy in black and people of color is way different than white anti-vaxxers. For black and people of color, that vaccine hesitancy is rooted in valid fear. The government has a horrible track record of treating black and people of color. The Tuskegee experiment. I can understand vaccine hesitancy and sympathize with that. However, for white anti-vaxxers, their reasons are rooted in willful ignorance and selfishness. The two are not comparable at all.
Well, you're comparable to
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. No, but that's true though. If I was black, I would not. No, I would.
Oh,
I
no
wouldn't.
way,
I wouldn't
I
have stayed in
touch it.
America. What the fuck are you doing? Why would you decide to stay in the minority? There are like rich black communities, like, you know what I'm saying? Like out in other places. Like I would go straight to Liberia and just start hawking schemes. Just hawking schemes because it's like the dumbest people ever there. And you would fit in with everybody and you'd just be like, hey, you could be the king of the fucking town. You wouldn't have to talk about like, oh, that person looked at me weird when I went into the store. Yeah, no shit, dude. That white guy that just walked into that store in Liberia got like weird looks and then beat up and killed.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Big difference.
Last honorary, DC, and my favorite one, which is why it's last. Here we have a traffic incident, which we love, and a lady standing up for herself. You see this? This is so great.
Why would you hit my car? You did that to the front of my fucking car.
Oh, yeah?
What's
How
wrong
dare
with
you laugh at her?
That's my new fucking car.
Usually when you rear-end people, that's not how this works. It's okay. I'm going to call the cops real quick. But yeah, you're saying that I hit you from behind.
No, you hit me in the front of it. Remember when I was at a red light, you went in front of me and hit my car.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Play the tape. Roll the tape.
Cool. Probably move the car from thing, and I'll call the cops for you.
Well, DC, before we can play the tape, Police KC wants to know who's to blame. Race.
And that's why you white people get all this fucking privilege with this nice ass car.
You're white.
Bitch.
Yeah, what is she?
What are you talking about?
What is she if she's
She's
not white?
mixed for sure. Like, whichever one of her parents was
Latino,
I think
maybe?
No, yeah, maybe Puerto Rican or something like that. Definitely one of her parents was all white, and because of the street she was yelling on the corner of, I think she lived near there, so I'm guessing her mom was the white one. Usually when the dad is the white one, they turn out like the girl with the gift basket.
Okay, yeah.
Does that make sense?
DC, yeah, I got you.
Okay.
You mentioned it. Let's get to the footage.
That's awful.
Do you have where it went in, or where she drove into it? Or?
You were here, and she can look.
Why
would he hit her like that?
Yeah, why would you do that? You had such a nice car. Why would you do that? My God, that man must have been so mad. He's gonna have to pay for that.
Oh my God.
She does not have insurance. And if that is really a new car, she has no money.
It was not a new car to somebody else, but it was a new car to her. All right, DC, it's lady time. And a lady always gets introduced by, I don't know, some random bitch on some show.
Right.
When Honey Boo Boo became a reality TV star, little did we know that the one who would end up stealing the spotlight would be Mama June.
Ah, there she is. June Shannon, DC.
I knew she was going to make her way to this heap. There she is.
There was no way that heap wasn't making its way to this heap.
She's the queen heap of the heap.
I learned all about her today, DC. I didn't know anything about her before this. Born in August of 1979. She was a mom at what age? Take a guess. Obviously young, because I'm mentioning it.
Yeah, 15.
14. Ooh,
so close.
She dropped out of high school to have that one.
Mm-hmm.
Had her second kid at...
Ooh, boy. Let's see. The first one was 14. I'm going to say 15.
Oh, 16.
Ah! I went too white trash with it.
You did.
Must have been the end of the year. The first kid must have been in, like, December.
December, and then January, the year and a half after. So she dropped out of high school for the first one, and you might think, okay, now a second kid at 16. But the good news, it's a different father, so she didn't make the same mistakes twice. So, all good. Well, it wasn't all good, because that guy eventually got arrested for child molestation, but not one of her kids, which is good news, but not totally
well,
good news.
no, not totally, because that means he did do it. You just never caught him doing it.
Well, that was another one of the boyfriends that molested the first daughter, actually. So, you never know exactly how that's going to go. But luckily, Mama June handled it all really well in this clip. You can tell.
Mama didn't believe me for a while, and she's like, "Why would you do that? Why'd you do that to me?" And I can't believe you did that.
That's good parenting.
That is great parenting.
Why would you let my boyfriend molest you? He's only supposed to molest me.
Well, I understand why she was. Go ahead. I thought she was going to look like Honey Boo Boo, so when I saw her, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Honey Boo Boo probably never got molested. She's way too entitled. Not scared enough to say what she's thinking.
Yeah, I learned that today. Yeah, this is what she's thinking. That's the funniest joke of the night. So that was that. That guy ended up in jail for 10 years, and June never spoke with him again. Well, except for when he got out of jail, and they hung out a few times. But anyway, forget about all that. We'll get back to that.
Hung out.
Yeah.
He hung out.
wherever he wanted. So she had a third kid in her teens. Unknown father on that one. Maybe God did it. Who knows? There is...
he's got a track record. Can't rule it out.
You can't rule it out. So there's this one guy that, excuse me, that they thought was the father of the third kid, but he was also a sex offender. So she's like, no, it wasn't him. It was one of the previous fathers, not the previous sex offender.
Yeah, stop looking into it. It wasn't that guy.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
Point is, it wasn't him. So then comes Alana, which is the daughter of June and her newest baby daddy, Mike Sugar Bear Thompson. This fucking guy.
He just looks like Woody Harrelson's depressed uncle.
He does. Just the whole face got shrunk. He is a great stability for the girls who have lived in a pretty stable environment, as you can imagine, with all the different fathers.
Oh, they'd have to. You see how fat they were?
That's right. That's right. So Alana starts going into beauty pageants at a really young age and is known as, obviously, Honey Boo Boo. We all remember their rise to fame on Toddlers and Tiaras. We all watched it. No? Well, they were popular because they're retarded. Just to sum it up. So, anyway, they were so obnoxious that TLC said, fuck it, give them their own show. Toddlers and Tiaras is not enough.
So, that was such a blanket they. It could have applied to anybody. They in the show, they watching the show. They got famous because they're retarded.
All-inclusive, DC. It was all-inclusive. So, the show is called Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. And it's about a totally normal, completely functional family, which happens to be a fucking disaster. People loved this show, or hate-watched, or whatever you want to call it, because we as a country, at least we used to love stupid rednecks. Now they don't vote the way we want them, so...
Now we've become more like them as a country, so we're like, that's not me! I hate that!
Right. Their whole mindset took over. But it was a very good show, as you can see in this clip.
I don't smell. You want to smell? I don't care. I hadn't took a bath for 2 weeks. Yeah. She don't took a bath in 2 weeks.
Which is good.
Why you saying it like it's her fault? It's your fault that she hasn't bathed in 2 weeks, you idiot.
No, she's a good mom. DC.
That baby just wouldn't eat. No matter what I did. Wouldn't eat for a whole week till she died. It was terrible. What an idiot baby I have.
All the rest of them figured it out. So she is a dedicated mother. And she proved that actually because when Boo Boo started the pageant tour, 3, 4, 5, whatever age it was, June would take the time to make her this special go-go juice, she called it, for these performances.
Oh, I heard about that.
And DC, this is a process it's not quick. So step by step, you have to take Mountain Dew and Red Bull and pour it into your child. And that is... That's the mixture.
Sounds intense.
Pour it into your 4-year-old. Just, that's good for it.
Dude, I accidentally gave my kids caffeine, like only a little bit. It was like sun-kissed, like it was like almost no caffeine, but I didn't know there was fucking caffeine in sun-kissed orange soda. So I gave it to the boys, and I swear to God, after dinner, they were fucking running circles around the house. And that was only a little taste. And I heard this is like jungle juice for kids.
Well, luckily, DC, no side effects. Oh, wait a minute. Might have been side effects. So the diet thing, elephant on the screen in the room, became a big problem. They were the big problems, but also health problems. She showed a lot of these things on the show with the camera crew in the house, Yeah, we like to eat mac and cheese with every meal. Salads, they get those at school, right? So DCF's like, we'll come out and say hi. Just make sure everything's going.
We're just going to look around.
Just going to check.
We're going to flush the toilets, see if they do anything.
Flush the toilets and figure out how you built them so strong. So a lady is never charged, and she was not. It was basically just, June, you got to fix your shit. And obviously she's not going to run away. She can't. So I don't want to mock her weight, actually, Mama June. She's a good-looking lady.
Now.
Here are some great words to describe her.
I'm not lopsided, I'm just curviness and beautimus.
Beautipotamus, I think, is the pronunciation she was looking for. I think that's the original spelling.
What was that first word she said? I'm not lopsided or something?
Wopsided. Like
lopsided?
Like a falling over Italian.
Yeah. Whoa. Drank a little too much wine. Got a little lopsided there.
Oh, man. So that was that. She...
Dude, you're fucking spelling on that. It's so apropos.
I had to.
That's how she would spell it.
I had to do it as fucked up as I possibly could. So where were we here? Oh, right, the no side effects, and there's Beautipotamus. Okay, so let's rapid fire some Honey Boo Boo clips. First, Mama June, not that smart. We know that, but she did get lucky with her kids, and her kids are pretty smart. Here is a very astute point by one of them.
When did you become a damn vegetarian?
Mayonnaise does not have meat in it.
That's true. Mayonnaise.
It certainly does. It's made out of eggs, you idiot.
No, it says it right there, DC. It's meat-free.
Meat-free.
Can't you read? Mayonnaise does not have meat in it. There was another clip where she said, I don't need meat on the sandwich. I could just have a marinade sandwich.
If I ever eat a marinade sandwich, that'll be the day, Casey. Real mayonnaise.
Now, you could be mistaken as to think every day in that house is Halloween, but no, in fact, they do. They do live a normal calendar, and they do celebrate Halloween. And here's Mama June as Marilyn Monroe.
Oh no! Ah! Oh no!
What the hell is wrong with your tan? I mean, she looked like a Napoleon ice cream. Some part was pink, some part was chocolate, some part was vanilla, and it looked just wrong shit. I didn't want to eat that ice cream.
But it was all melted.
Yes. Oh, so that's a great one. No wonder JFK dove in front of that bullet. But she does have Sugar Bear, DC, and here she is with Sugar Bear discussing yard work.
So when you gonna fertilize it?
I will.
I mean,
hell, I'm trying to fertilize something. Maybe if Gene was a little bit more frisky, maybe I'd be motivated to get everything done around here.
Yep. Yeah. You see that mess of teeth?
Sure did. Some of them.
Wait, if who? Of June. Okay. I'm saying Junior. Like, if Junior were more frisky, I'm like, who's Junior?
Yeah, maybe if Junior gets frisky, that'd be good too.
Is that your dick?
DC.
Yeah.
You remember way earlier when I told you about her firstborn getting abused?
Yeah.
And then that guy went to jail.
Oh, yeah.
And then June met with him.
Yeah.
So that was in 2014. And that got public. And show canceled.
Yeah.
That'll happen when people find out.
That's a legit cancellation. That's back when cancellations were legit. Like, wait, hold on. The abuser of your own child got out of jail and you're hanging out with him? Oh, yeah, no, that's not good. That's legit.
Yeah, that's a real cancellation right there.
Yeah.
But a lady never gives up.
Right.
And this is a happy story from here on out. In 2017, she starred in a new show, From Not to Hot, which was a tale of blood, sweat, and tears leading to weight loss and $75,000 worth of tucking in her fatty pubis and a little liposuction and a boob job. What was the result? Here it is. There you go, DC. It all went great.
Look at the elbows. That's how you can always tell.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you can always tell.
Yeah,
Oh,
her
my Lord.
she's got Popeye arms.
Yeah. She needs to tattoo a fake elbow where the sleeve line is.
Put some shading.
Just have huge forearms.
Oh man. So she got thinner. She got huge into prescription drugs. She got huge into losing custody of kids.
Let's talk about this room for a minute.
Sure.
Look at this room behind her. She's just got junk on the floor against the wall. A fucking fold out card table, like a picnic table with a water bottle on it and just filthy laundry probably underneath that.
Yeah, and marks all over the walls.
And marks all over the walls and carpet stain. What
a disaster
on earth? And she's standing couldn't you, if you were the photographer, right? Were you trying to make a statement here? Oh, look how beautiful she is, but it's still squalor in the background. Couldn't you have just said let's go outside? Let's go take a picture with anything else behind you, the street or just the dirt. I'll take a picture from up above.
Kids would be fine.
Anything
better.
Anything. But any other room in the house was probably a better decision than this one. What is this room? There's a TV on the wall with nothing to sit on to watch it. What are you doing in that room? Just standing there watching TV?
That's right.
It probably doesn't work. Oh my god.
That's right, DC. So she goes from not to hot, kind of. Not really. But the networks have had enough. DC, the people can't take it anymore. This lady's got drug issues. She's got issues with the kids.
She's got horse teeth.
We can't. She's got horse teeth. We can't keep doing this show from not to hot.
Right.
Change the name to Mama June Family Crisis. That'll fix it. All right. So they changed the name to Mama June Family Crisis. She goes to rehab for a day and then runs for the first time away from it. A month later, her boyfriend and her get arrested for possession. She had spent, in 6 months leading up to the arrest, she had spent over $500,000 on drugs.
Oh boy.
She was having a good time. She claimed that they had spent sometimes up to $4,000 a day to get high, and you're spending way too much to get high.
Yeah, seriously.
How much was she using? That's the question producers had.
During the heaviest period, what was the amount they used per day?
A couple ounces.
Okay.
Is that by yourself?
Yeah.
Couple ounces. Alone? Yep.
Yeah. Couple ounces of Coke
a day.
Yeah. Well, she's big.
So it took a while, but she got her 30 days clean. So it's no longer Mama June Family Crisis. We can cancel the show. She can focus on her rehab. In Mama June, Road to Redemption.
Oh, my Lord. They're going to kill this woman.
And that's, DC, my final question. She's been sober for a while. She's a lady on the rise. Final question, DC. What'll it be? Heart failure or OD? Which vice resurfaces first?
Ooh, I'm going to say that she dies in a drunk driving accident that she caused.
Off the board. DC goes off the board. Mama June. DC, a goddamn lady.
Oh, if you say so, Casey. That was great. I'm so glad that she was just as bad as I thought she would be before diving in, but she was definitely in that subliminal short list. You got to do at least Honey Boo Boo or the mom, because they're a disaster.
Yeah, learning about her, it was a suggestion to me from someone in this apartment saying that, I've watched that show. She's awful. And I was like, I could probably end up pulling some funny clips. I didn't know anything about all her rapist baby daddies and all that stuff.
I didn't know anything about that, but it makes sense.
Fun. It was fun to learn. Now, DC, it's your close, and then we're going to regroup and do a gentleman show soon.
Casey, tonight was fantastic. Those two ladies were just spectacular. Thank you for joining. You can find everything at www.twogoddamngentlemen.com. Guys, tell your friends. Thank you for listening. Thanks for watching. Casey, the search for the ultimate lady will always continue because there's no such thing.
I'm looking for somebody in my age range and a little bit more gentlemanly.
I don't know what else to say.
I learned that things happened here that never should have happened.
I did everything on my end, sweetheart.
I can't stand to be around these people 1 minute longer.
Not guilty.
Meeting adjourned.